You followed the blueprint. You secured the degree, climbed the career ladder, and hit the financial milestones you once thought would signify making it. Yet instead of the satisfaction you expected, you find yourself staring through a layer of glass, watching your own life happen in a state of quiet, flat static. This emotional emptiness is a frequent, documented side effect of modern achievement. It signals that your brain's internal systems are reacting exactly as they were designed to when faced with sustained, high-level demand. Identifying this feeling is the first step. Sadness is an acute response, moving with visible intensity. Numbness is a systemic blunting of your emotional range, where highs and lows are filtered out until everything feels gray. Most of our standard cultural fixes, the week-long vacation or the extra hour of sleep, are designed to help someone recover from a temporary emotional dip. These rarely touch a flattened emotional baseline, because the issue isn't a lack of energy, it's a recalibration of the entire system. You are operating in a state of high-functioning detachment. Your brain has adjusted its baseline to 0, allowing you to perform your duties perfectly while feeling almost nothing in the process. Our biological reward system is built for survival, not permanent happiness. When you reach a major milestone, your brain releases a spike of pleasure that rapidly fades back to your original baseline to ensure you stay motivated to find the next resource. Researchers call this hedonic adaptation. Because the brain prioritizes new stimuli over the familiar, chasing one milestone after another leads to diminishing returns. Each subsequent promotion or purchase delivers a smaller, briefer emotional payoff than the one before it. Most conventional markers of doing everything right, income, job titles, and visible status, fall into this category. They opt sorely hedonic metrics, and they possess a very short shelf life in the reward centers of the brain. Durability comes from a separate psychological construct, Eudaimonic well-being. This is the sense of purpose derived from activities that align with your personal values, which you would choose to do even if there were no external reward or recognition attached. Optimizing for status while neglecting meaning creates a specific psychological deficit. You end up with a life that looks successful from the outside but feels hollow on the inside because the parts of your brain that process meaning have gone unfed for years. Beyond the psychology of goals, there is the physical reality of sustained pressure. Chronic low-grade stress, the kind produced by a demanding career or financial responsibility, acts like a slow-moving current, gradually wearing down your internal regulation systems. This cumulative wear is called allostatic load. To protect the system from being overwhelmed by constant demand, the brain's dopamine receptors begin downregulating, dimming their sensitivity to incoming signals. This physiological adjustment turns the emotional volume down across your entire life. It is the body's way of managing a high-load environment, resulting in a system-wide reduction in emotional responsiveness. Behavior adds the final layer. For years, you have likely been rewarded for your ability to suppress your emotions, to stay reliable, professional, and composed regardless of the internal cost. Over time, this conscious effort to stay strong becomes a default operating mode. The filter you built to block out stress and exhaustion eventually grows so thick that it blocks out joy and connection as well. Numbness is the result of genuine feelings being caught behind this worn-out physiological filter and a long-standing habit of behavioral suppression. Because your brain adjusted to this state in response to specific demands, it is capable of recalibrating when those demands change. Reversing numbness requires addressing these four mechanisms with the same consistency that created them. You can counter hedonic adaptation through savoring. This involves deliberately slowing down to attend to a positive experience while it is happening, forcing the brain to stay engaged with the reward rather than rushing to the next task. To address the meaning imbalance, audit your weekly schedule for activities chosen purely for their personal value. Prioritizing these meaning-first tasks helps re-engage the durable eudaimonic systems that status-seeking leaves dormant. Reducing your allostatic load requires true recovery, protected downtime within your weekly structure where there is zero productive agenda. This allows your stress regulation systems to gradually restore their natural sensitivity. Finally, you can break the suppression habit by practicing emotional naming. Briefly identifying and stating a specific feeling each day helps rebuild the connection between your internal state and your outward expression. If this sense of flatness is absolute, does not lift with behavioral shifts, or is accompanied by a total loss of interest in life, it is important to speak with a medical professional to explore if clinical factors are at play. For most people, the flat mass of numbness is simply a system that has been pushed too hard for too long. It is the logical output of misallocated effort and physiological wear. And once you understand the mechanisms, you can begin the process of recalibrating.